I'm still getting used to the restream device, so hopefully everything is working with this stream and you are viewing me move my lips. Welcome into the stream. We're going to be discussing some BTC price action updates today. This was supposed to be scheduled for 12:30, but upon my arrival to the studio, I saw that there was nothing scheduled. So I'm hoping that this was working. I definitely saw it scheduled earlier. I think maybe Gray might have used the wrong stream, but it's all good. We're going to go ahead and get into some BTC price action updates. So let's run it up, fellas. Pretty sure everyone's wondering what is going on. Should I sell my bag? The answer is too late. You snooze, you lose. Ha ha ha. That's what everyone was doing back here. That's why the price pushed down so far. If you don't know how to short, definitely need to sign up for our alpha group, one of our courses, or one of our mentorship programs. But look, I'll give it to you straight. What we're seeing here is price broke down from this support area. So we're going to zoom in just a little bit here. That way you can see what's going on with these candlesticks. Right here, we see multiple areas where buyers shown interest in accumulating BTC. And then Bitcoin got to that zone again. Buyers were not there to show interest. They said, hey, man, we tried a lot. They couldn't do it themselves. It's your fault. You didn't buy Bitcoin. You didn't show your support. You think I'm kidding, but seriously, if you don't buy, there's no support. That's seriously the logic behind this. So there was a loss of interest from the buyers, which enabled the sellers to continue to push price down. Normally, we would be looking at like the 200 EMA for buyer interest, but it seems like buyers still did not step up to the plate. Sellers were able to push that below. We have two candles below that now. One closed below here, one open and could close below there as well, potentially over the next 21 hours. So looking down into the ADX, or actually we'll finish off with the EMAs here while we're still with the candlesticks. We can see here the EMAs are on top of current price action, all of them. So that means they'll be serving as potential resistance when price comes back up. It's going to test that 200, then the 9. It's also going to be looking to test the 26, the 100, and the 50 if price manages to break above those. But we'll play the 200 and the 9 first. There's also going to be this dynamic resistance zone coming from these 2 points. So there was seller interest along this level, then buyers penetrated it and shown support dynamically along that level several times. Buyers peaked it back up, then it was failed and repenetrated back to the downside. Now we're looking at this extension as a dynamic support as well from these lows, where buyers have shown interest in taking action in the past. And one more line that we're just going to have to zoom out to see its origin point comes from back here. These 2 lows, one here, projecting this green line that we have, potentially being used as support as well. But price is underneath most of those levels now. So what we're going to be looking to use is this next area here where price has shown a lot of interest in resistance. We're going to be using that as our gauge to see if it will flip and become an area of support in this range. So now moving on to the ADX. Whenever the ADX is breaking the level of 25, we see a strong trend developing. So if we zoom out a little bit to the most recent time this occurred, here the ADX is over the level of 25. Here we see it breaking up and having a strong uptrend. So here it's breaking up, and now we're having a downtrend in place. It means the downtrend is getting stronger. Here from the MACD, we see the signal line is below the median. That generally constitutes a downtrend. If it's above, it constitutes an uptrend. And there's also a bearish MACD cross. The columns are shrinking, it seems. So we could see some type of cool off or reversal here, but it's still technically bearish. We wouldn't really want to take any long action just yet. And then we have no signs of divergence along the bottom or the top, and relatively cheap conditions for the RSI. Those are to be viewed from a smaller time frame, so don't worry about those spikes there. Those are divergences on a smaller time frame. So that's what we'll be looking at here for BTC. If that seemed like it was too fast for you, or maybe you need some help understanding these tools a little bit better, feel free to book me for a one-on-one or a consultation at our website, cryptouniversity.network. So we'll be moving. Also, guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat section. I'm still trying to find, yeah, there's a chat. I don't see any comments. So help me. Let me figure this out, how to read the comments. And I don't think I saw any last time. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, just drop it in here. I'll take a look at the pair. Don't be shy, even if it's some Dookie meme coin. All right. So we'll get you a screenshot of that too. And then we'll be moving on to Ethereum. Bada boom, bada bing. Head on over to ETH. Okay, so we're going to zoom out a little bit here first to show you the broader range of things. And we're looking at Ethereum previous all-time high up here. Price is far below that right now. BTC was a little bit closer to its previous all-time high by about 20%. So this pullback really isn't even that great. I mean, I remember in the last bull run, there was 24, 30, 40% pullbacks every other week. So, that's not really unnatural, unheard of, and probably just new to this because you are new to this cycle because you haven't seen it as much. But it's definitely something that's happened before. Now, Ethereum, on the other hand, is down from its current high about 50%. So that's a little bit larger than BTC's deviation. And from its all-time high, it's down. Yeah, we're still about that 50% range. Oh, I missed it from the top grab. That's why. So now let's get a better grab on that. So there we go, about 53%. Still nothing, not a major difference from this current swing high to the previous all-time high. So this is where we're getting to our values here. We have this zone from back here. This high is here. This high is here. This low is here. That was flipped, became resistance as well. Then was breached, flipped, became support. This ascending trend line where price is going to be running into came from these points here. All right. And then that last low down there. So now I'm going to be zooming into our more recent price action. So this is our range that we've been in for quite some time. Been trapped here since almost a year, March of 2024, where we made that last high. And down here, we formed that low, August of 2024. And now we're encroaching that level again. So this is a previous swing low along a support zone. This is where buyers have previously expressed interest in taking some Ethereum positions, right around that 2K level. So there's some pretty decent buy orders there. However, if we're looking at the EMAs, the 9 and 26 crossed way back here for the first time, and then again back here. And now it seems like the 50 has crossed the 200. So this is indicative of a death cross and foreshadowing some longer term downtrend price action. So we could definitely get tangled up how we did here. We're seeing a 250 cross, and then it was more so like a consolidation after a downwards push. We could definitely see some consolidation in this area, and price will be stuck in this range, still using those EMAs as resistance. But they have crossed, and that's one indicator that we like to use to see where our trend is. I mean, obviously, we're going to be looking at a series of lower highs and lower lows. That's distinctive. But to see where the overall momentum of the trend is and what the average price people paid for on the past rolling day averages. Then looking at the ADX, we can see here it's starting to shape up again. It was standing tall, had a brief cool down, and now it's shaping up again. So it's facing an upwards direction, meaning the trend is gaining momentum. And the trend that we see established is a downtrend. So the downtrend had strength here. Then the downtrend lost strength, and we had a little bit of consolidation, slight variation in positive price action. And now we have the ADX shaping up again, reconfirming or reestablishing momentum in the downtrend. Until the ADX starts to turn around like it does here and show these down curls, we can consider that downtrend to be having momentum. Again, looking at the bearish at the MACD here, it's bearish. We have our lines crossed underneath here. So you can get a downwards cross here, and this is still going to be considered bearish, right? All this is bearish. But it's even more so whenever the lines are forming underneath. So now we see a bearish cross with the lines crossing underneath and having existed there for a while. That shows a greater downtrend. Here with the bullish cross, this shows a greater uptrend. Here you have a bullish cross as well, but with the line on the bottom. So while the candlesticks may reflect positive price action here, it's still on the overall trend, downtrend. So So here we have downtrend, overall trend, MACD bearish cross. Yet another indicator that says don't go long here yet. And finally, on the RSI, once again, we're seeing relatively cheap conditions comparable to, I think BTC was, trending below the 30 there. And Ethereum is also trending below the 30. But once again, like BTC as well, no signs of divergence here. So no strong buy indicators. You would technically consider this asset cheap for the given time period. And it may result in, like back here, it became cheap. Then it took a very long time to break and become expensive. So when it was cheap, it became cheap and cheap again and cheap again until finally it broke the 70. So you would have had to wait all that time to find profits. So maybe now is not exactly the best time to enter. You may want to look for something else like a divergence or a breakout signal like what we had here in order to carry you above your targets. But that's what we're looking at for Ethereum. I'll go ahead and drop the screenshot for that in the chat. Guys, please let me know if there's anyone who has any questions about any asset they want me to do TA for them, or if you just have a general question so I can see how this chat function works. It looks like we may have some viewers here. What's up to all the viewers? But I don't see how the chat works yet. I want to make sure I'm not missing any chats. I got, it doesn't look like any notifications. If I am missing it, I'm really sorry. I'm trying my best here, but I don't know because no one's dropped me a comment. So just please say something. What up, big dogs? We'll be running through Solana, which is our last asset for today, unless somebody wants to ask for me to analyze a certain pair. I will happily do that. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and move in with Solana. So Solana here is looking a little bit different than both of these other assets combined. We have a little bit of falling wedge structure here, or pinching wedge dynamics, while this one is leaving a far open hang from the top and not really making any wedging formations at the bottom from any of these recent lows. We have our divergence over here that set price into a bearish momentum, and it seems as though that divergence has been satisfied, but there is still negative price action occurring. This is evident by, of course, series of lower highs and lower lows along the top, but by the EMA crosses again. So that's something you're always looking to pay attention to. When the 9 crosses the 26, let me just isolate those real quick. When the 9 crosses the 26, it's indicative of a short-term reversal. So here we can see the 9 crosses the 26 up, and then there's a short-term uptrend. Then it crosses down, it's a short-term downtrend. Then price gets up, crosses up, down, down. So it always handles the short-term trend. Price never really strays too far away from these because they're mathematically a lot closer and tighter. It's the 9 moving average. It takes consideration the average price people paid over the past 9 sessions, and so forth and so forth. If you want to learn more about that, feel free to book me for a consultation, a mentorship program, or to join the Alpha group. But now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the 50 and the 200. So this is a bigger picture EMA. It takes from larger values, bigger time frames. So we're going to get further distances from these lines than we would the 9 and the 26. So generally what we're seeing here is when price is above the 9, or excuse me, the 200, it's using as support until it flips and breaks below, then it may become resistance. So all this time where these two assets were above each other is because it was on a bullish cross. The 50 crossed the 200 up. Now we're looking like we could see the 50 cross the 200 down. So this might be indicative of a large trend reversal if we're going to get that cross. So like something right here. We had a strong uptrend. Price used the 50 EMA support first, then it broke down, ranged to the 200, broke down, used the 200 as resistance. We had that cross right here. Price could not get above that EMA and sustain buyer interest, so sellers dominated again. Oops, actually move that until we got the next cross. So these crosses are very meaningful. The big crosses show the larger picture. The smaller crosses show the short-term trend, the smaller picture. So now we see the 9 and 26 cross. This is very indicative of a downtrend. This downtrend, even on the short term, has a lot of momentum. It's been using the 9 as resistance primarily and not really haven't touched the 26 since it gapped it over the cross. Then moving into our next indicator, again, very similar story. ADX shaping up, downtrend, gaining strength. So, if you would have seen this at any point a few days ago, you would have plenty of idea that you should be looking for shorts, looking for these structured breaks. Like here, we had a flag break that you could have gone short from. There was also another structured break here. The MACD was very bearish. So combining that with the ADX would have given you clear insight as to what would happen. I had so many people ask me recently, where is Bitcoin going? Where's Solana going? What do you think is going to happen to Solana? It's right. The evidence is right here in the chart. It's never really possible to tell how far something's going to deviate, but you can make if-then statements. When we're at this point in time, you can see it's very possible that Solana could continue to descend. We have price breaking that support level, price testing this support level that's hardly used, and then a major support level down here. We had that bearish divergence. We had the MACD bearish. And in just a few candles, the ADX would be standing taller. So we see that it's gaining momentum to the downside. Once you get through that ADX development and it continues to push up, your MACD continues to stay bearish, and there is no bullish divergence, you're able to plot pretty successful short trades and trading with the trend. Now things are a little overextended. We can see that the MACD columns are shrinking, indicating that these green bars are making their way back to closing over the median price. And then here we're seeing the RSI, again, be considered cheap and leave that range. So it poked down here for a second. I get rid of some of these smaller time frame divergences. And then we can see it turn back around. So it is still considered relatively cheap. It's trading by the 30, but it made it out of that range for now. If we could see some bullish divergence or a break from here, then we may look to want to go and try long into those resistances. But keep in mind, those are resistances. There's a lot of resistance now for Sol in this area. And for us to consider any meaningful price burst, we first need to get it all the way above here and above these EMAs, keep that uptrend in support, and then we can look to take out those highs and see what else is coming for the market. But for now, that's kind of what we're looking at. Everything is showing signs of a downtrend. Here we have BTC and Sol developing strength in the downtrend, and Ethereum kind of cooled off a bit, but still showing momentum in a downtrend as well. Nothing immediately screaming buy. I do think a lot of the negative price action has occurred, and there may be some ranging cool off consolidation at this level between recent support and recent resistance, recent support to recent resistance, and recent support to recent resistance. So BTC has a wide range here and may look to trade in a larger range than the rest of them, but still I think it's going to be bound to staying within here its most recent resistance and most recent support. Well, once we get a break from here or here, we'll have more insights as to, is this bull run still occurring? Is there more highs? We'll have to break those levels. Or have we seen the top? If we break these levels down here, that's not going to look very good, and we may have already passed the top. So keep a very close eye on BTC. Any other assets you're involved in, like Ethereum and Solana. Oh, look, I got a question here. Nice. So the comments do work. I can see it. Hi, bro. Can you analyze MBZB on Sol? It is on Dex Screener. Sure, I'll take a look at that, man. No problemo. Let's see what I got here. Bull X, Dex Screener. Thanks for coming out to the show and asking my very first question, Kofelix Keeney. Kofelix Keeney, bro. Come to the Discord afterwards, and I'm going to hook you up with a free Crypto University course for being the first person to comment on my stream here on Restream. I really needed that comment to know if this was working. You just got yourself a free course. You see what happens, guys? If you step a color outside the lines and be brave and drop a comment on Daily Crypto's post when he's asking for help. So thank you again, Kofelix Keeney. I know I'm butchering that name. Kofelix Keeney. Join the Discord, open up a ticket, and come claim your free course. So the token you want me to take a look at is MBZB. MZB. Yeah, MBZB. So I'll tell you right now, it's probably going to be a doo-doo token, Monte Bull. Perfect. I'll give you an honest opinion about it. I'm not really one for shit coins, but we'll take a look. It has some price action, so that's not very. Some of these usually are born 5 minutes ago. Still, it was, what was it? 72 days old. So almost at the 100-day mark. Not bad, but not great. You really, when it comes to meme coins, I just want to express first and foremost, I don't like trading them. They can be fun, they can be profitable, but you have to be very precise with your entries and exits. They don't always obey technical analysis. If there's a large amount of holders, they can easily dump and drop a rug. Like I was literally watching this morning. Most of the times they end up like this. I took a screenshot from Deck Screener. This is what we were watching this morning. Most of the time it's going to happen like this. So you got to be super careful. Be very precise with the entries and exits, and note that your technical analysis can be disrespected. All that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give us our ranges from what I'm seeing here. Looks like this was a previous swing high here. Price did find some respect in that area here and penetrated slightly here, but it seems as though there was a lot of take profit orders that were able to push that down. There's not really much of an uptrend slope here. If you had to connect anything with dynamics, it would be something like that. So we're seeing elevated buyer interest rising from the previous low. So buyers seem to be having a decline in interest here, and then it flipped. So now buyers showed an interest at a higher level. And there's not really any other meaningful. Here we can put our swing low, I suppose. This is swing low for the range. So we got swing low. And normally I have, like on TradingView, I have tons of templates for this, but for some reason they never save on Deck Screener. It's another reason why I don't like charting on Deck Screener. But anyway, swing low. Just because you helped me figure out that comment situation. I know the comments work now, so I appreciate that a lot. That was a meaningful piece of information. So we'll chart this out for you. We got our swing high. I didn't capitalize the other one. So there we go. Oh, actually, I want that to the right. Here, I'll take that to the right as well. And that's just kind of be a preference point thing for everybody. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop into the 4-hour time frame really quick and see if there's anything else meaningful going on here. So like some intra levels would probably be like here to here. But even so, there's not a lot of control here. Normally we would look for areas where there's like a lot of support or resistance, something like this. There was a lot of support and resistance here. And like here in these areas where price runs up, there's not really, anything going on. You need areas where price has touched or tapped repeatedly. Otherwise, it's not a good zone, especially if it's penetrated it multiple times. So, like with this one here, there was a big run up here and not very much supporting buyer interest or seller interest. So if I had to fixate something here, just to try and give us some type of guideline, I'd probably pull these two boxes, one from the high wick there and to the low here. So this range kind of makes the most sense. And this one I'm just pulling from a smaller area. And then we'll have our, all-time, our floor prices. It launched, it seemed like it came up from some launching price, but pretty much the floor price would be here. And then this is another zone. And then this is a zone as well. So if price, if price manages to, based on what we know about this right now, if price manages to break through here on a bullish note, it could trend up very high and unprecedented because there isn't a positive slant. There's nothing we could see here. It would be mainly based on like percentage game or a market cap game. So if it went to like 1 mil market cap, there might be some profit taking. From there, maybe at 2.5 mil or 5 mil, there'll be some profit taking. And especially if there's lots of manipulation, then they're going to control a large portion. Otherwise, in a bearish scenario, we'll see some resistance again off here. and then price start to come back towards here. And maybe these zigzags aren't going to be entirely correct, but we'll be looking to see some type of rejection here. And then our first confirmation retest would be, well, I guess I didn't even get on the 4-hour time frame. It looks a little different. So let me adjust that up a little. All right, so you more than likely see something here at this level instead. So if there is resistance and no bullish scenario, then you'll try and test here again. From here, if there is a bullish scenario, then you'll look to go up and explore those ranges we haven't seen price go to yet. If it's not a bullish scenario and buyers don't show support along this line, then price may look to descend towards previous highs here, which aren't very meaningful. So then really it could descend back towards that swing low, trying to check that area. If buyers don't show support at the swing low, then we'll be looking to penetrate that area and come back towards maybe this low or lower. So really most of our explored price action is to the downside, and it gives us a better idea on how we can plot downwards moves. There's not so much price action history from here to the left at all, so it becomes very uncharted and unknown what's going to occur. But naturally, you would look for like percentage bursts. So from that all-time high break, maybe a 25 to 50% burst. Or since it's such a small market cap, you can look towards, again, those other checkpoints, 1 mil, 2.5 mil, 5 mil. If it does get up to 500K, maybe 500K as well, that might be a nice area where people are interested in taking profits, because they may be up bukus and bukus already, even from that low. You know, you could put somebody up 100%, 200% or more. Yeah, so possible, but I don't really have faith in any meme coins at all. You can't trust them as far as you can throw them, in my opinion, and you can't throw them very far. They pretty much almost always poop out to zero. But since you asked so nicely, there's your TA on the meme coin. All right, so I hope you don't get wrecked on that one. I'll drop a screenshot for that too. Actually, I think if I do that, it's not going to drop the deal, right? See, because if I do the link here, and then I put it in, it's just going to go to the chart. Oh, no, it has a screenshot. All right, cool. So yeah, I'll drop that screenshot there. Boom. All right, there you go. So again, Kofelix Kini, please come through the Discord server. That way I can plug you in with that crypto course for free for helping me out with the comments ordeal today. Just jump into the server and hit right here where it says, let me show you. We were just having a trade all day session there. Come to get support and get a ticket. Boom, create a ticket, and I'll plug you in with a 100% full free course. Everyone else who couldn't get the free course today, it's all good. No worries. There's going to be more giveaways in the future. I'm really just trying to familiarize myself with the platform, but we still do have offers and discounts. If you want to book me for mentorship, or if you want to join the Alpha group, you can do that through cryptouniversity.network. Aside from that, you can find me in our Discord channel every Friday doing a live stream, a live session, a live trading session, and then every Friday here at this same time giving you a market update. So we'll see you in the next one that should be scheduled. Keep a lookout for it, and come through to the comment section. Say what's up to your boy. Appreciate y'all for coming out. Doodles, everyone.